Hello, welcome you all to the virtual school. Uh, First of all, before continuing, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like the content, then please then press the like button, and just share the content as much as you can. Okay, because it's really motivating for me, and it really motivates me to put up more good stuff and on this channel. Okay, so let's just continue our discussion. In a previous discussion, we discussed about the objects and the classes. Okay, now we will continue our discussion and we will discuss encapsulation, data hiding, and data abstraction. Okay, these three are very simple concepts, but they are interrelated. Okay, so first of all, I want you all to just keep this picture in mind. That is, we have defined a class. Okay, that class has this following data members and two functions attached to it, and we can create different instances of that class and basically defining different objects of that class. Okay, what is encapsulation? Okay, encapsulation is basically wrapping up of data into a single unit. Okay, that data and those functions. So basically, when you define a class, okay, you do nothing else but you encapsulate the entire data. Okay, like you can see, you have wrapped up the entire data here, that is the data members and the functions, into one class, and by redefining this one class, you have created different objects. Okay, which has the same property as that of class. Okay, so this is what the actual encapsulation is. Okay, basically it creates an independent unit in itself. Okay, that is, a class is an independent unit. Okay, so whenever you have to write the definition of the encapsulation, just write wrapping up of data and functions associated with that data in a single unit. Okay, now if we go by the book, in fact the data members of the class can be accessed through its member functions only. Okay, it keeps the data safe from any external interference and misuse. Okay, but this is not implied by default. Okay, like this is something that you have to imply, which will lead to our next topic, that is data hiding. Okay, now suppose you have defined the class, you have defined the data members, you have defined the functions, but each of these data members and each of these function has certain scope. Okay, that is, it has a scope, like it can have a scope that whether it is accessible within the class or whether it can be accessed by the other classes also. Okay, for that you have to assign certain keywords defining what is the scope of that particular data member or the function. Now here we use private or public keywords to define the scope of a particular data members. Okay, so now what are private and the public scope? Okay, private scope, a private data or a private function is by the name, as you can tell, that its scope is limited to the class. That is, only the class members and only the class data members and the class members can utilize those data members or the functions. Okay, that is, it is preserved only for the class. Okay, but if a data member or a function is public, then even other classes can access those functions. Okay, so this is how you provide the data hiding. That suppose if you have like 100 data members and you have like 50 data functions. Okay, that is the function that operate over those data members. Okay, now suppose you want to hide 50 of the data members and 25 of the functions. Okay, you just simply make those 25 or the 50 data members as private. Okay, then their scope will be limited to the class and it won't be accessible to the other classes. Okay, and the rest of them can be easily accessed by the other classes. Okay, now you have wrapped up the data into a single unit, and by providing the private or the public keyword, you have actually provided the data hiding. Okay, now coming over to the next topic. Okay, that is the data abstraction. Okay, now what is data abstraction? Data abstraction is displaying the essential features, okay, by hiding that is displaying only the essential features without including the internal details. Okay, meaning suppose you have a car. Okay, suppose you have a car, and in the car there is a steering wheel, there are brake, clutch, and accelerator, and you have a gear system. Okay, in most of the cars now there is no gear system also. So basically you have a steering wheel and you have brake, clutch, and accelerator. Okay, you just simply get into the car, you put the ignition on, and you just simply drive your car to your destination. Okay, you are not concerned about the internal details of this car. Okay, that is how the engine is working, how the pistons are working, how the actual coolant is being flown. Okay, you are not concerned about the filter of the car. Okay, so all these things are not concerned to you. Okay, you simply know how to drive the car and you drive it. Okay, so what actually has been done is that the internal details have been hidden from you. Okay, and only the essential details that is required by you is displayed to you. Okay, so this is the data abstraction, that is hiding the internal details and displaying only the essential features. Okay, almost all the machineries that you use nowadays, for example washing machine or your mobile phone or your laptop, okay, you are not concerned about the internal details. So this is the data abstraction. Now by applying encapsulation, you anyway end up applying data abstraction. This is a very important line, that is abstraction and encapsulation are complementary process. Okay, so you can say that encapsulation is the way to implement data abstraction. Now how? Just connect each of these three properties one on the other. Okay, you have wrapped up the data, you have defined the private and the public data members. Okay, now what you have actually done is you have you have preserved some internal details of the class and you have displayed only the essential features to the outside world. Okay, so what you have actually done is you have provided the data abstraction. So it's very simple. You are basically implying, by encapsulation and data hiding, you are actually implying data abstraction. Okay, I hope the theoretical part of this is quite clear to you. If it is still not clear to you, please write me down in the comment section. I will surely get back to you on that. Okay, but I hope it was quite explanatory. If it is not, just rewind the entire lecture and just listen to the theory. Later on in the next chapter, we will anyways deal with the programs. Okay, so we will stop our discussion for now. In the next lecture, we will discuss the inheritance and we will discuss the the polymorphism. Okay, so we will stop now. Okay, thank you.
If you liked our content, kindly like, share and subscribe us so that we get motivated and we can provide you more informative videos on the same subject.